Hello everybody, it's Lord Stardix here, and today we are at our 5th Let's Talk, and we're going back from, instead of Marvel and then Naruto, we're going to go back to good old-fashioned Pokemon. Today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield, specifically, some news about Pokemon Home. Now, if you guys have been playing Pokemon, you probably already know that Pokemon Sword and Shield will not feature Pokemon that aren't in the, Galgar decks. Now, at first I was kind of mad about that, but I was like, no. Now, first off, we're going to explain why I'm mad. Okay, so I was mad because I have a big collection of Pokemon. Now, looking through the list right now, there are some good ones. And I'm not going to lie, I don't have a problem with the ones we have now. Like, when you look at the list of available Pokemon, I mean, you got some pretty decent Pokemon there, I don't mind it. The problem is, all the legendaries you've caught will have to stay in Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. Unless, and I mean unless, Diamond and Pearl will change that. The DP remix, if they come out. But right now, the Galgar region looks kind of like you're not going to be able to transfer a lot of the good ones. I'm kind of mad about this because, all the Pokemon you catch are basically like one big family. And you're kind of taking that away. That's not good to do. That's not I mean, come on, it's Pokemon. We've been able to transfer up Pokemon since, yeah, we've been doing this for a while, and people have Pokemon all the way from Gen 2, Gen 1, and, what are we really going to do about that? It's kind of like, a constant you can transfer all your Pokemon, and, now, I have plenty of legendaries. We got all the event legendaries we got. They're the ones I've actually, but there are some legendaries that I've spent, like, days training their EV stats, their IV stats, everything, just leveling up to become good Pokemon. And now I can't take them to the Galgar region. Now, I get it. You have to balance out using power scales, but using power scales isn't what we need in the game. Because, the Galgar region is, it's the Galgar region. I mean, nothing you really want to look at. And the Galgar region look nothing special, nothing new. The only thing there are really new features. The region doesn't look that new. As far as it just looks like a region. And the fact that you won't let us continue on our old story is kind of sad, but that's one of the problems with Galgar. A lot of cool features. I don't know, it's just the region. However, the other side of the spectrum, you also have to see that it's actually good, because the Galgar region doesn't need like 50 different types of, like hundreds of different types of Pokemon. It's a new game for a new generation. And the Galgar region, on the other hand, is supposed to be totally different. We have event Pokemon. They're kind of making it more like an RPG, kind of like a computer RPG, where you guys can, MMORPG coming together, everybody fighting one thing. And that's good. However, they still don't seem to realize that it's not power scaling, because if you can bring Pokemon over from other games, no matter what, there's going to be a unbalanced power scaling. Now, assuming the Galgar region's Pokedex is at least a minimum of 400, I wouldn't really mind. Even if I can't bring every starter up, I'm interested in seeing the new Pokemon. I'm only really complaining about legendaries. However, at the end of the day, their excuse wasn't not only just power scaling, but on top of having to say, oh, I want to balance the scales, it's also about making the game better, to add more detail in the story. And I totally agree with that. It's better to have better, stronger content, more of a story mode, than have 50 new Pokemon. That's fine. I get that. I understand that. That's not the issue here. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, haha, you Gen 1ers, or, oh, you Gen 5 Pokemon. No, not necessarily. There are some Pokemon games I don't like Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu. And, those ones are really made for more children, and I could go have a whole argument about that, but there are good features in every game. Some games are good, some games are bad. Now, I could go back and forth saying, well, this game is better than this game because da 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 da. But every game adds something new. Sword and Shield, on the other hand, sure, it's adding Dynamax in, but if it takes away Mega Evolutions, which are something I really like, taking away Mega Evolutions is kind of sad, and the only really answer you're going to give me is power scaling and making the game better. However, you don't need a new Pokemon game every year. Technically, what they should have done, and this is just me personally, in X and Y, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, you could have made, DLCs because there were updates for the game. They were selling DLCs for other games, so you could have had DLCs for X and Y. You could have made the game longer. Now, if they would have done that to Sword and Shield, they could have said, oh, well, we're going to still have the same release date, or we're going to add new content for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And, right, you could add, it's like, oh, we're going to add the Orange Islands from Fire Red and Leaf Green. Add those in. And then work on the game, release Sword and Shield in 2020, November 2020, and then you'd have the time. But instead you're basically saying, oh, well, no. That's the problem. It's more like I'm kind of divided, though, because I see their point, but on the other hand, I really like my legendaries, and I like showing them a new region. I feel connected to the Pokemon I raise and how long I've had these Pokemon. It's not right for them to just get rid of them, but I don't know. You guys can understand to see how I kind of feel that it's unfair. Now, I really don't want to sound like a whiny child. I think this is the one thing I really want to explain. Originally, I didn't like Sword and Shield. I want to admit that. But then, as I saw Dynamax, I was like, okay, that looks kind of cool. No matter what, Galar region is going to be, I can't really pick a side whether it's good or bad until I actually see more of the story. Really, Dynamax looked amazing, but getting rid of a lot of old features is kind of sad. But there are a lot of broken concepts in Sun and Moon and X and Y, and Sword and Shield will fix those. And that's good. Give us a fresh start. Give us a new idea. Like Dynamax, get rid of Mega Evolutions. And, maybe this could tie into the different dimension theory and all this different stuff. But in the end of the day, just looking at it, you can't really give us an explanation. Oh, well, I'm just ranting right now. But basically, yeah. So, Sword and Shield basically is this, they're going to get rid of us transferring Pokemon, and I'm kind of sad about that. And so if they change that, I want to really update you guys on what's going to happen. What's going on with Sword and Shield. And I feel like that's really necessary for us to really look at Sword and Shield. Not only as just a game, but really as how it affects us as, gamers. If we're giving a one-sided opinion, can we still keep that one-sided opinion? And is certain things really worth complaining about? I'm not going to say I hate the game until I play it. Now, that's what the problem. I keep going back and forth in this video because I'm feeling really conflicted. This game, Sword and Shield, at this point, I feel neutral. It's balanced out at this point. You can't bring new Pokemon